All right, we'll go ahead and call Marshall County Fiscal Court special call meeting to order June 9th, 2021. Item 1, Ordinance 2021-03, Budget Amendment, first reading.
This first time I read every line, right? All right, I'm sorry in advance. Okay. Ordinance 2021-03, an ordinance related to the annual budget and amendment thereof, whereas the County of Marshall has received additional funds, now be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of Marshall County that Section 1, the annual budget for fiscal year 2020-2021 is amended to A, increase or decrease revenue accounts as follows. Occ tax beginning balance, $726,980.78. OTA transfers out transfers out will increase, which makes it more of a negative number. $495,172.32. Sheriff's Fund fee pooling, $1,325,000. Sheriff's Fund school resource reimbursement from school district, $480,000. Sheriff Fund transfer in, $1,321,992.23. ABC Fund transfer out, $295,000. Residential building inspection fees, $11,859.47. Electrical building inspection fees, $10,440.30. Excess fees clerk, $90,000. Sheriff fees pooling, $1,805,000. Surplus equipment, $3,244.38, and that is general fund surplus equipment. Insurance proceeds, $49,919.45. Payroll reimbursement, $7,066.23. General fund miscellaneous, $51,905.01. General fund transfer out, $1,862,166.17. Transfer in, sheriff's fund in the general fund, $2,855,968.27. Road fund grant reimbursement, $385,000. Surplus property, $1,015.80, and that's road fund surplus property. Road miscellaneous, $4,293.36. Road transfer in, $306,552.29. Jail transfer in, $240,000. Grant Delta Regional, $360,543.52. Grant miscellaneous, $9,431.26. Grant transfers out, $369,974.78. 911 fund transfer in, $2,290,991.17. OTA transfer out, $736,101.65, for a total overall increased revenue of $927,567.10. B, increased expenditure accounts as follows. Fiscal Court 319 H grant, $4,664.40. Sheriff salary base, $98,700. Sheriff SRO program, $480,000. Sheriff's Fund operating expenses, $2,895,407.23. Coroner supplies, $25. Fiscal Court vehicle lease, $5,429.09. Fiscal Court capital projects, $864,065.84. Clerk office supplies, $90,000. Rescue squad equipment, $2,000. OEM maintenance repair, $20,000. OEM equipment, $14,629.48. County Parks office supplies, $220.90. General fund investments, $1,869,232.40. Paving Southwest One project, $705,000. Road building repairs, $1,015.80. Road salt, $2,010. Road equipment debt service, $2,283.36. 911 upfit, $2,189,232.40. OTA investments, $231,808.46. Sheriff salary base only, $98,900. Sheriff school resource officer program, $480,000. Sheriff agency operations, $2,548,292.23. ABC sheriff's office employees, $295,000. Inspector fees, $22,299.77, for a total increased expenditures of $927,567.10. Section 2, the amounts added to the revenue and expenditure accounts in Section 1 are for governmental purposes. Approved by Marshall County Fiscal Court the 9th day of June, 2021.
All right. We'll do item 2, animal control new hire.
This is a replacement hire for animal control. It's Hallie Sparks at I don't have that in front of me. I think it's 10.55 an hour. 10.55 an hour. It's part-time.
Move approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 3, mowing contract.
So I think I've emailed you all pictures and updates on the mowing contract as of yesterday. We had Corey and Brittany go out and take a look at all 18 properties. Of the 18, I would say about 80% of them, 60, 80% of them were not up to par. They were maybe mowed, may have been a couple weeks ago, but the weed eating isn't getting done in spots. I've got pictures of all of them if you all would like to see them, but I guess it was Monday. Me and Brittany were out at Buckhorn and Rocky Point. I was going to email or text the guy and let him know, and I've done that before, and there's always an excuse of why he hasn't been out there. So I just wanted to put that out for discussion and see how you guys wanted to approach it. I don't feel that it's our responsibility to go around and check to make sure they're getting mowed. And once we find out that they're not being mowed, to contact him to go mow them. So we've never had to do that before, but just wanted to see what you guys' thoughts were on that.
Has anybody been out to meet with him on each property and show him our expectations?
I mean, I would,
do that.
yeah, here's,
He bid.
well, that's
I
my
would
thing. I mean,
expect that
he bid on the specs.
We
He-
identified the locations.
We identified the
on bid.
locations. He never requested to go out and look at them. He assumed what he assumed. Nobody else asked that. I feel like that's above and beyond what we would. I mean, if he bid on doing that, I would assume that he knows what he needed to mow. And I think everybody else had that understanding as well, all the other bidders. You can clearly go out and see where it's supposed to be mowed and it hasn't been, or weed eaten and hasn't been. I mean, I think Brittany was standing at one spot and the grass was up to her shins.
That's a lot to take on. I think you got to give somebody a little bit of time to get settled into it. That is a big task to take on.
I agree it's a big task, but he knew what he
We've
was.
had a lot of rain this year, and hell, it's hard to keep up with mowing this year. I mean,
I just think that he knew what he was taking on when he took it, or he should have, anyway, and it shouldn't be our responsibility to have to go out and make sure it's being done.
It's,
I like to give people a little bit of benefit of the doubt just to get settled into it.
it's,
That's my opinion.
sure, it's a bid. If y'all remember, the court wanted referrals. All the other folks that bidded, or bid for this job gave us referrals except this business. We didn't get any referrals, but the court chose to go with the business that didn't give any referrals. It'd be different if it was my yard or your yard to give somebody the benefit of the doubt, but the fact that it's a bid, I believe, we got what we deserved, is a low bid, nothing against the business, but I believe the individual bid off more than they can chew. If they're not meeting the expectations for the court to provide that service, the service prior was fine. We didn't have any complaints. I don't know how many complaints we've had.
I've had plenty. I mean, enough that it's taken up a lot of time between Brittany
Y'all
and I.
had any
and-
complaints, personally?
I mean, the complaints,
I just think the least we can do is somebody go out there with a gentleman and point out the problems. If they're not resolved then we'll deal with it. I think that's the very least we can do.
all right. Well, then I'll make a motion that you go out.
I'll be glad to.
Absolutely.
I have no problem.
Go out and point it out to them as far as what needs to be mowed.
Absolutely.
Is there a second to that motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, payment of the bills, item 4. Are there any, you leaving? Are there any issues with payment of the bills?
Yeah, I do. I spent better part of an hour yesterday looking at chairs, prices, intensive use chairs, dispatch chairs. Had a real hard time finding any chairs that were $2,500 each. A lot of chairs, anywhere from $800, $1,300, same type chair, same function, and I can't agree to pay $2,500 a piece for the chairs. I'll make a motion not to do so for the 911 dispatch chairs.
I believe as I notify the court, payment of the bills is, it needs to be illegal or unjust.
Well, I think excessive spending, in my opinion, is unjust, so
The council is
Well-
not here, so.
stand with my motion.
So we as a court, once these bills are brought to us, the only way we can bring it up is if it's illegal or unjust.
Yes.
Yeah, by the county attorney review, by the statute.
The actual review of the bills falls under the county attorney.
So my question, I'm not being argumentative, but my question is, what's the point of having commissioners if we can't question bills?
Well, let's go back to when I first updated the court. The reason why that change in the statute was made is because, I forget which county it was. It was up around central Kentucky, I believe. The commissioners were deadlocked. And the fiscal court's duties then were to pay the bills. They changed that because it was deadlocked. Bills weren't getting paid. Normal business wasn't getting done. So the General Assembly changed that to where it wouldn't lie on the commissioners and the fiscal court to pay the bills. It would be reviewed and rely on the county attorney to identify as illegal or unjust. That was back in 2005 in most courts. Tommy Turner was the judge executive that actually moved that initiative forward. So you can have an opinion on it. But
Yeah, and I think to your question, I think it kind of lies in the passing of the budget, in the budget amendment. So like when if you pass a budget amendment or a budget, that line item says $20,000. Well, from that $20,000, those justified expenses are going to be pulled out of there until the fact where it says, oh, wait, that doesn't make sense, or it goes above and beyond that budgeted number.
But this is out of bond funds.
Yeah,
right?
it's budgeted.
Not-
It's budgeted.
it's budgeted.
I would argue the budgeted point on
Yeah.
excessive spending. I mean, someone could go out and there'd be a line in their budget, for example, the road department for a truck, and they could go buy a Denali.
Well,
Well, that's
Yes,
excessive.
yes.
Yeah.
So-
But
And by not
you
allowing
you
the
have to
commissioners-
And
understand.
that's our job to oversee the spending.
I'm going to disagree with you. The review of the bills falls under the county attorney. He has access. So the bills have been sent out. There's been no correspondence from the county attorney regarding these bills for today as illegal or unjust.
Since
He
he's not
reviews all
here,
the bills.
I will move that we
You're not,
table this until he is here present to ask these questions.
you're not listening to me.
Well,
He has
You're not listening.
access to the bills.
I understand that.
I don't think you do. We
No, I do.
put this out to the county attorney. We set that up. He reviews all the bills before we have court. He did not identify.
There's no sense in us voting
It-
on anything or even being here then.
You're not listening to me. The statute says the county attorney reviews the bills. He reviewed them. He didn't say that there was any illegal or unjust bills.
But we as commissioners are elected. We are trustees of the people's money. And if we're not allowed to question the bills, then we're putting the the power in unelected bureaucrats. That to me is just not, our department heads. I mean, that's,
The
I
court
think he has
members,
a right.
all of us got the bills. If you had questions or issues, you should have contacted the county attorney. But the county attorney has access and reviews all the bills.
My motion
It's
stands.
his, it's his statute. I mean, the statute puts it in the county attorney's responsibility to identify illegal or unjust bills, not us. 2005, that was taken away from the fiscal court.
And that's not judges.
That's not my decision.
It isn't.
I mean,
I'm just arguing
I know, I
the fact
see.
that-
It's
the
your argument, though, is the
process-
General Assembly, though.
yes.
Right?
Well, in the process, you guys have to understand the process. If you had a disagreement or even a question, we've asked, we discussed it in court. Is this illegal or unjust? If you remember, the Quick Committee, all right? That's a prime example, right? The Quick Committee has to, by law, that ain't my decision. That's by law, the Quick Committee. They met that prerequisite for the statute. Once they met that, then the court moved forward. Jason can say that they were justified bills to pay. We had to meet that statutory requirement. You know, you have to understand that if you had an issue with the chairs,
Oh,
you were
I had
there-
an issue, and you know that.
you were
way
there
back,
for
I
an
had issues,
hour.
chairs.
And I already updated this court because I had the training last year, and you were with me at the training, and I recommend the training if you guys haven't had it to have it. But this statute and this issue was changed in 2005. You should have called the county attorney and said, hey, is this an illegal or an unjust?
Well, I
But he
would ask
reviewed,
him if he was here.
well, you have to understand that the system, the new system that the court approved and we have, he has access to those bills. Just like when the bills go out, his statutory requirement is to review those bills. He would have called me and said, hey, these chairs are illegal or unjust, and that didn't happen.
Oh, I have a motion on the table not to
To
pay it.
table it. To table it until
I'll
he-
withdraw that motion and table that till till Jason's here to question it.
But you're not listening to me. It's not an actionable item.
Well, I have a motion not to pay the bill, and I can make that motion.
No,
Absolutely. Yes, I can.
you can't. The bills, that motion was taken away in 2005.
I can make a motion not to pay a bill. I have asked the county attorney that question in the past when you changed the format on the bills, when you took it from a
Judge
vote
didn't change the format.
to the current
he
situation.
did
We
not-
voted on the bills,
But he
Brad,
didn't
when
change
we
the-
took office.
But wait.
Yes, we did.
Yes,
Are you
that's
listening
true.
to me?
You're
It
not
is
listening to me.
It is a state statute.
It's a state statute.
Do you realize?
I have the right to make a motion not to pay a bill, and I'm going to do it, unless you're willing to table this till Jason's here at the next meeting.
No.
If you are, I'll withdraw the motion and make a motion to table it. If you're
It's-
not, I will not withdraw that motion to pay those chairs.
You're not listening. It's not, the 2005 change is not my change. I didn't change anything. What I did is I did my job and updated the court that the way we have been doing it for years was wrong. And if you really want to look into, pull up the LRC's duties of the elected officials. They actually cite the statute wrong, and it's identified. I mean, I brought all this information to the court. I can't help that you had an issue with the chairs and you don't understand the process.
Yeah, there's
That's-
not a businessman or woman in this county that would spend $2,500 for a chair. I mean, that is just obscene. Obscene.
As far as a motionable item,
Can we get the county attorney or the assistant county attorney on the phone to resolve this?
call them. And I'm going to go ahead and explain to you once again the process. He has access to the bills just like you do. You guys see the bills as they come in. But we actually created an account to where he can go in to VIP and review those bills because that is, when they changed it in 2005, That's the statutory requirement of the county attorney, is to review the bills specifically for illegal or unjust. We already went through this.
And we have the right to make a motion not to pay a bill. And I'm standing my ground on that, and if Jason was here, I'd ask him that question, and I know what the answer would be. So I will stand my ground on that.
We haven't gotten to this point because we haven't disagreed with a bill yet. That's why it
I just think as
It
commissioners, we
hasn't.
have a right.
come to this point to where we need council's advice on this. I do feel like it's different as far as the budget's concerned, but we can agree to disagree.
Hello? All right, hang on, let me put you on speaker real quick. Okay. Can you hear us, Jason?
Yep,
Okay,
I can hear you.
okay, yeah, I'm the only one talking right now. Okay, so, go ahead.
Jason, can you hear me?
Yep,
Did you get the payment of the bills for today's special call meeting?
okay, what now?
Did you review the bills for today's special call meeting through VIP?
No, no.
Can you review them real quick?
Well, what is the reason for me reviewing them?
One of the commissioners feels that there is a bill that is illegal or unjust.
Well, the statute that you're talking about is, that is where the court agrees that something should not be paid because of a breach of contract, or it's unlawfully being submitted, or that we don't owe it. What this issue is dealing with is discretionary spending. So that's an issue solely for the court.
Jason, can you hear me?
Yeah.
If a commissioner has an issue with a particular bill, can we vote to not pay that bill?
So the chairs have been ordered, right?
The chairs are delivered.
Okay. Yes, I mean, you can always vote not to pay a bill. Now, that does bring up an issue of what our rights are as far as sending the chairs back, and, you know, that could raise an issue, but you can always vote not to pay a bill. You could vote to see if there's a cheaper alternative to what these chairs are. I mean, there's always discretion on these types of spending issues. But the statute, as far as unjust or illegal bills, that only deals with, that doesn't have anything to do with discretionary spending items. That has to do with, for example, somebody submits a bill and there's a legal reason why we don't owe it. That's what that statute refers to.
That's his interpretation. All right, there's a motion on the floor to not pay for the chairs for the 911 center.
Is it a motion to not pay for it, or is it a motion to table? I think there was two.
My initial motion was to not pay for it, and because Jason wasn't here to answer those questions. And I said I would withdraw that and table it until he could answer our questions, but the questions have been
I
answered.
think that was in discussion, but the actual motion was not to pay the dispatching chairs for the new 911 center that are actually on scene.
I mean, regardless of how a motion is made, either a motion to pay it or a motion not to pay it, it takes 3 votes to pay any particular bill. So if there's no, if for example, if a day comes around and there's no issue raised, and no commissioner raises an objection to a bill, then the bill is passed. Now, in the old days, we said motion to pay the bill, second, and everybody vote. It's the same thing. It's two ways of skinning the cat. You get to the same issue. All three, at least three people have to pay a bill, vote to pay a bill.
So there's a motion to not pay the bill for the 911 dispatch chairs.
I'll second it. And it's not a issue of not supporting 911 by any means. And I have tried for a while to justify it because it's so much less than what was out there. That was way out of control. It was wrong. And I'm all for giving 911 what they need to be successful in this county. A $2,500 chair, to me, seems excessive, and I believe we can find something. I'm all for us having a 24/7 chair. I just want to know that there's not an equivalent out there that's, when we're tightening down other places, it just seems excessive. So,
My constituents have spoken loud and clear. I mean, we're all here elected by the people. We work for the people. I have not met one single person that thinks this is a good idea to pay this much on chairs. You know, like Commissioner Collins said, we're tightening down in every department. I can't pave certain roads in my district, but we're buying these chairs, and I just cannot be for it. I work for the people. I'm here to be their voice, and their voice is loud and clear, so.
Well, I'm going to share a little story with the three of you. It's called experience. The last thing I want is an elected official voting on what piece of equipment that I need to do a job. And before I even begin, we're singling out a profession here, because we don't do this with any other department. We don't do it with his department. No, you're going to let me finish. We don't do it with their department. I was in a combat zone, and people that did not have the experience that I had, and the men that served with me had, made a decision to buy a piece of equipment. In the middle of that combat zone, they delivered it. We didn't get to field test it. They handed it to us. And this is the prime example. They handed us a piece of equipment, and guess where it ended up? And it was taxpayers' money. It ended up in the corner, not being used, and it was wasteful. It didn't serve our purpose because they didn't come to us and ask us, what is it that you need? They made a decision in a chair for somebody that's actually doing the work. And that's what's happening here. The reason why it's called a 24/7 chair is because the people that sit in that chair, and we're bickering over $2,500 for a piece. No, you're going to let me finish. For a piece of equipment that person that's sitting in that chair, I guarantee you that $2,500 for them, for a 20-year career, takes a toll on that body and that mind. And that's the stuff that I'm witnessing today. Politics. I knew when these folks showed up that this was going to happen. We don't make decisions, people, for the people that actually need the tools to do a job. And it's no different in law enforcement. You got to have the good equipment. It's no different than them out on the road, doing jobs out on the road. We're making a decision today, you guys are, on $2,500 for a 24/7 chair that benefits that employee who sits in it. And the constituents that we serve, you better believe that they're not sitting in that chair. They don't know the details that we know. When we go down and we talk to those people and we see that what the job that they have to do our constituents complain when we get them the right piece of equipment to pave your roads? No, they don't. Why are we any different with this profession? I'll tell you why. Because it's politics, and I refuse to participate in that stuff. My vote is going to be a no. Motion carries. In
I
the
have
subject.
supported 911 from the beginning.
We need a motion to adjourn.
But when my constituents, who are taxpayers, who fund this government, tell me they are against it, I will be against it, because I'm here for them.
Our jail, for the record, 24/7, somebody's butt's in the chair. No department is any more important than the other. Their chairs are $300 to $500 chairs, and 4, 5, 6 years down the road, when they're wore out, they toss them and go replace them with the same. Our jail is the exact same situation as far as the time in the chairs, and this is somewhat distorted about no particular person is sitting in the chair 24 hours. Yes, the chairs are being used 24 hours, but they're not sitting in the chairs any longer than any of our other 160 county employees who sit in a chair during the day. Is their job more stressful? Probably so. Our job's pretty stressful. I get stress. So that's my opinion on all that, and I'll not
I
waver.
make a motion to adjourn.
I've made my point, but on the chairs, but I don't appreciate the insinuation.
Oh, it's no
That-
insinuation. I make a motion, there's a motion on the floor to
Well,
adjourn.
it has nothing to do with them. I'll
It's
just
a
tell you.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, motion carries. We'll come back and do the budget workshop.